Well, things have certainly been crazy in the life of the young man who would eventually one day become the Man of Steel, as we continue with what if Clark told Lex his secret? And pretty much continuing right where we left off, which was we got to see quite a different finale in Season 3, and Season 4 is shaped up to be quite different, especially when we still got an evil version of Lex Luthor running around who wasn't united with his good half thanks to black kryptonite. With evil Lex running around with Clark's powers, it took Clark ramming him into the power box and with kryptonite in his hand in order to get his powers back, which ironically is the same way Lex stole them in the evil Lex stole them in the first place. So this basically means that we have a continuing antagonist in the evil half of Lex Luthor, while the good one is still running around. Now, even though Chloe Sullivan isn't buying the whole excuse that Clark and Lex had fed her, because, well, she still learnt the truth the same way she does in the original show. And, well, essentially, this is where we are now continuing things. Now, as I recall, Clark essentially had at least 2 of the stones by now. However, what has happened to the third? Well, we pretty much know the answer to that. Lionel Luthor still has the third stone. And, well, at least we're heading into quite the finale of Season 4, because just like in the original, Lana Lang causes the death of Edward Teague's mother. Is it Edward Teague? Jensen Ackles' character in the show? I'm pretty sure it is. So, with that, the whole revenge on her of her witch ancestor has been fulfilled, and her spirit is now pretty much at rest. However, now we've got the events of the meteor shower. The meteor shower is coming, and it's going to hit. And this is when evil Lex reveals his ugly head, who has been secretly been taking advantages of old Luthor Corp facilities, the ones that Lionel Luthor was trying to hide from him earlier on in the show through Season 1 and Season 2. Yeah, he's been hiding in one of those abandoned places, and has used any proof that he is Lex that he's got to get hold of some financial assets that he was able to hire basically the former henchman of Morgan Edge. You know, the guy who helped Lionel Luthor killed his parents. He is dead now, and his entire organization's been scattered. So, evil Lex saw this as an opportunity to get himself some henchmen, some muscle, as he plans and works out what to do next. Even having them infiltrate Lex's mansion, posing as Luthor security guards in order to keep a watch on everything that's going on. And, well, essentially, this means they essentially end up kidnapping Lionel during the meteor shower's going off. Good Lex has pretty much made sure Lana Lang's got into a helicopter, much like in the original show. Meanwhile, evil Lex has then made his appearance into the mansion, and he has a bit of a a fight and struggle with Lionel Luthor, who hasn't really caught on that there are two versions of his son running around. The evil one and the good one. And, well, the evil one manages to take the stone from Lionel after Lionel starts reacting weirdly to it and slipping into a coma. Of course, we know what this is. This is the moment where Lionel Luthor inherits the Kryptonian library and essentially becomes Jor-El's vessel. So all that is pretty much the same. So evil Lex is running around with the stone, and well, and just like in the original, evil Lex is trying to get his hands on the other two, which are already where they should be after Clark had grabbed them. And well, with Clark having no idea where to find the third one, suddenly he gets that nasty ringing in his ear, the sound of a Kryptonian beacon, and well, it's coming from the third stone that Lex has, and this essentially leads him to evil Lex, who has managed to even capture Chloe, because Chloe was searching the Kawachi caves for Clark, and we pretty much get a finale similar to those of the original, except Clark has no choice but to knock out the evil Lex, realizing it's the evil Lex, because, well, for starters, he has the stone, and he's got a gun threatening Chloe. It's kind of obvious he was the evil Lex, and puts the third time on the third stone on the pedestal, activating a chain reaction which warps both himself and Chloe to the Antarctic, where the Fortress of Solitude is finally built, giving us the finale to season 4. And of course, the meteor shower does hit Smallville like it does in the original, essentially killing. No, it's not Edward Teague. Edward Teague was the father of Jensen Ackles. I forget Jensen Ackles' name. And it wasn't that long ago I did the previous What If. Oh. I am, as we know, you guys who watch my What Ifs know I'm pretty bad with names. But yes, Jensen Ackles' character is dead, and Martha and Jonathan were lucky not to be taken out by the asteroids. And just like in the original, the Kryptonian ship arrives right in front of Lana Lang after her helicopter goes down. And, well, essentially, after Jor-El is able to help with Chloe, and everything is more or less restored to the way it was, and well, Clark had to run off and see if he could do something about his two Kryptonian visits, and well, just like in the original, it was luckily he had a Phantom Zone crystal and was essentially able to send the duo packing. And well, it's kind of fortunate before, Lana Lang became a murderer. Oh wait, she already is, because she killed, the Teague woman. And well, essentially for a while, and eventually when Chloe Sullivan makes it back to Smallville with the help of good Lex, who tracked her down and flew her there, and well, it finally became time that the two could be honest with each other that about Clark's secret. After all, she had admitted by then to Clark that she had known about it for some time. So, at least it's not really that much of an awkward fly home. And, well, as for Season 5, really, most of Season 5 actually plays out like it does in the original show. The huge difference is that we still got evil Lex Luthor running around, and, while good Lex is investigating Milton Fine, aka Brainiac, played by James Masters. I'm pretty sure it's James Masters who plays him, that's his name. You know, Spike from Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Anywho, the huge difference is as Milton Fine reveals who he actually is, and that first supposed time that Clark supposedly defeated him. Of course, it turns out he isn't. This is where he finds the evil Lex, who has been keeping an eye on things, but now things are about to go from bad to worse, as Brainiac is all set to complete General Zod's will, and well, he was told by Jor-El since the beginning that he would have to murder Lex Luthor. Of course, there are two of them running around, luckily. So, Clark is spending most of his resources trying to find the evil one, because if he's going to take out either Lex, it's going to be the bad one. And if you're wondering about Lex Luthor and Lang's relationship, yes, that still happens with the good one, with the good version of him, and it's actually a much healthier start to the relationship, because they still had that whole Clark still ended up breaking up with her after the incident where she had died, and then he asked Jor-El to reset the day, and Clark did things differently. Now, which of course, that also meant the death of Jonathan Kent, who I always thought misinterpreted what Lionel Luthor was actually trying to do that night. Anyways, so with good Lex running around, now admittedly, because he is in a relationship with Lana Lang now, the two friends have sort of parted ways a little bit, but Lex does feel guilty and bad about it. But right now, Clark's not really wanting to really hear any of it. But still, he's not going to kill the good version of Lex just because he's a little cranky with him at the moment. No. And, well, that Milton Fine has completely won over the evil version of Lex. And, well, just like in the original, Clark actually turns out he didn't even have it within himself to kill the evil version of Lex, because to him he's still just looking at his friend. So he turns the dagger on Milton Fine instead, and General Zod possesses the evil Lex. Almost makes you wonder whose game plan is this really, Lex's or Zod's? After all, ever since Clark took his powers back from evil Lex in the previous part, well, evil Lex has been looking for ways to regain those powers. I suppose to him it doesn't matter which one drives the vehicle. Both of them hate the son of Jor-El. And just like how Season 5 ends, Clark is sent to the Phantom Zone. And, well, essentially, at least for now, this is where we're going to be leaving things. So, I know I didn't get too much into the events of Season 5 in this story, and I do apologise. That's because most of them pretty much stayed the same. So, there wasn't much I could really alternate and make too different. At least not that I could see, and especially since the focus seems to be on evil Lex and his shenanigans at this point. Yeah. But, hey, at least there's still a good Lex in this timeline running around. So, as always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys again next time as I continue with this story.